Hello again. For some of us, it's likely to be the hottest day of the year so far. We have some hot air that's pushed its way in across southern parts of the UK. However, there is quite a contrast further north. Whilst it is going to be warm with some decent sunshine around, it's not going to be anywhere near as hot as further south. Through the next couple of days, we stick with some hot, humid air across southern parts, and that will allow for some thunderstorms to develop at times as we go through, particularly Wednesday and Thursday as well. And then towards the end of the week, a weather system comes in from the west. We end up with a bit of a mobile westerly pattern, and that means we're going to see something a bit wetter, particularly towards northern and western parts, and then something a bit fresher as well as we go through this weekend. But back to today, and for many it's a fine sunny picture. There may be a few showery outbreaks affecting parts of Scotland, particularly the Northern Isles, and yes, there will be some cloud around parts of Northern Ireland, quite cloudy at times, and a few spots of cloud here and there, perhaps some low cloud pushing into Irish Sea coastal parts at times. But for most of us, lots of fine sunny weather, and with that sunshine, temperatures really rising, especially in the south-southeast, temperatures peaking around 32, possibly 33 Celsius. Across much of England and Wales, we're looking at mid to high 20s, and across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland, like I said, quite a bit fresher than this, high teens, low 20s at best, still feeling pleasantly warm in any bright or sunny breaks. As we go through into this evening, lots of late sunshine to look forward to, a generally fine picture for most, but overnight there could be a few isolated showers developing across southern parts, and these may turn heavy, maybe even thundery as we go through the early hours of Wednesday. There may even be a few pockets of mist and fog developing, but for many it is going to be a dry and clear night. In the south we have that high humid air, so temperatures really not dropping a huge amount, some places staying in the high teens Celsius, particularly in the towns and cities. Further north, a markedly fresher feel. In fact, across some parts of Scotland, the sheltered glens, it could feel quite chilly, temperatures dropping to lows of around 4 or 5 Celsius, so a real bit lower than they are going to be further south. So a fresher start in the north, but a warm, humid start in the south for many on Wednesday morning, and then a bright, fine day for most places. In the south, we are going to see a few more showers developing, particularly as we go into the afternoon, and this is when those showers are more likely to turn quite intense and could be heavy and thundery, which is why we do have a warning in force, because there is the risk of some disruption due to the intense bursts of rain, the hail, which could be quite large, and perhaps even some gusty winds. Further north, staying drier and a bit brighter, sunnier for most places, though quite a bit of cloud perhaps for parts of Northern Ireland and some parts of northern England too. It is still going to be hot and humid in the south. Temperatures maybe not quite as high as today, but nonetheless just about getting into the low 30s, and a similar story across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland. We're looking at high teens or low 20s at best for most places here. More heavy thundery downpours possible as we go through the end of the day on Wednesday, particularly across southern parts. These perhaps becoming a bit more widespread as we go overnight into Thursday, and that's why we then have another warning in force for many parts of England and into Wales as well. This warning has just been updated to start a little bit earlier because there is the risk of some heavy thunderstorms through much of the day on Thursday. There will also be some showers at times across parts of Northern Ireland into Scotland, but these don't look like they'll be as impactful. They won't be as heavy, as intense, and less likely to be thundery compared to parts of England and Wales. Again, it is going to be a warm, humid night, especially in the south. In fact, there's a reasonable chance that it could be a tropical night where temperatures don't fall below 20 Celsius in some places. It is going to be humid, it is going to be sticky, really uncomfortable for sleeping. Still fresher further north, though perhaps not quite as chilly in those sheltered glens of Scotland as it will be through Tuesday night. Through Thursday itself then, watch out for some more heavy thundery downpours across parts of England and perhaps Wales too. I think eastern parts maybe have the greatest chance of seeing the impacts of the heavy thundery showers, but even elsewhere there will be some downpours developing. Worth bearing in mind, even if you are in this warning area, there's no guarantee that you will see some heavy thunderstorms. That's just by the nature of thunderstorms. They could be a little bit hit and miss, but just be aware that there is the risk of some disruption because of these intense downpours. downpours. Some showery bursts across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland, and it may just be a little bit cloudier than today or tomorrow. And with that, temperatures aren't generally going to be quite as high as they have been for parts of England and Wales. Still high humidity, and it is still going to be pretty hot, high 20s, perhaps low 30s for some of us, and actually across parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland, even though there will be a bit more cloud around, a greater chance of getting into the low 20s. Lots of weather going on at the moment, so it is worth staying up to date. You can do that across our YouTube channel, where you will find our deep dive video with Annie later on this afternoon. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.